Welcome everyone to the Small Biz Podcast. It's me and Stefan. We are small business owners, and we're gonna talk about our experiences in running a small business. We are by no means experts or professionals, so don't take our opinions or advice as something you should do. We're just sharing our point of view. You want to say a few words, Stefan?
Hey, my name is Stefan. I've been a business owner for the last 3 years, so I would just talk from my personal opinion and other people's opinion, other people's experience. So, yep.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm running a small accountancy business. Stefan is a surveyor, so we have quite distinct experiences that we can share and can potentially be very useful for our listeners. So, the topic that we are gonna cover today is very basic one, but at the same time very important: how to start a business. And we're gonna quickly touch upon choosing the right legal structure. Where me, with my accounting background, I can maybe weigh in a bit more with some useful information. Then we're gonna talk about how to choose the right bank account, and then we're gonna switch on from from the finance and legal point of view to we're gonna turn our attention to marketing, so how to grow an audience, or how at least how we think you can grow an audience, and how to select the social media of choice. So yeah, it should be short and sweet podcast with a lot of useful information. So make sure to stay to the end to hear our thoughts. So, on the first question that we have on the agenda for today is choosing the right legal structure. And obviously, the two main legal structures that you'll be choosing between is sole trader and limited company. Before I start with the accounting and legal stuff, Stefan, is there anything that you want to say here first for the listeners that are not that much knowledgeable about the accounting aspect of
Yeah.
things?
A lot of people ask me what type of business should I start. Everybody's thinking like, oh, should I start straight as a LTD? There is no other options and stuff. But in my personal experience, especially in construction or surveying, uh, it's I think sole trader is the best to start because it's just easy booking. You have low cost. Everything is straightforward. Uh, Downside, I think, is the legal responsibility. So you are liable for everything. So if a client will sue you, then uh, will not sue the company like on a LTD. We just sue you as a person. So basically, as a sole trader, you identify as the business. But on a, as I said, to start, I think is the best option from employed to LTD. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
are
that's
your
right.
opinions? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's actually a lot of tax planning and consideration that goes into choosing the right legal structure, and I just prepared like a few points that you can think about when if you're just starting out and you're wondering which legal structure to choose. So, for example, if your business is just a side hustle, for example, you're employed full time on another job, and then you're running your business on the side. I would say you probably should go for sole trader because if your business is sustaining trading losses, you can offset these losses against your employment income, and just in general you get relief for the losses that your business generates, which is a huge relief for new business owners. And the UK government acknowledges that a lot of new businesses might be loss making in the first 1 or first 2 years um, of their business endeavors. So they've made tax laws in such a way to help new businesses. And just in general, for sole trader, you have way more options to offset your losses without getting too much detail, because tax is very detailed. But without getting into too much detail, as a sole trader, you have way more options to offset your losses. And then another question that you should ask yourself is: are you prepared for higher administration burden and tax planning that comes along with limited company? Because as a limited company director, you have a lot more documents to file with HMRC. Um, you have payroll responsibilities. You need to forecast. You need to figure out what salary you're going to be paying yourself, how you're going to pay it. There's a lot of different documentation that you need to say. It's just way more complicated. You treat yourself as a company director. It's not Stefan who is running business on the side anymore. It's Stefan Engineering, for example, or the Flying Surveyor, who is a separate legal entity. It's a completely different entity for a legal standpoint. So it's just more complicated. And if you're just starting out, maybe you want to save yourself these complications. But of course, if you're doing a job where the separate legal entity element would be something important for you. So, for example, you, Stefan, you're a surveyor. You have a lot of responsibility for the work you're carrying out for your clients, and maybe in certain cases, it'll be better for you if you have this legal protection that comes with limited company. So it's just it's just very important
Can I
to
add
weigh in.
something?
Yeah, sure.
Um, it's as a limited. It's a bit more complicated to take the money out. While as a sole trader, whatever you get, um, you're gonna stop the money for the taxes, and you the rest is yours. So it's just basically you can use any bank account to return. But I actually advise, and you probably advise the same, to use a separate. No, don't use the same one that you use for to pay your utilities and your
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
household or stuff like this. Don't use the same account to pay the to keep it for your business. So just make a separate account. And as I said, that's a big one. It's just a bit more. You have dividends, and then you need to pay yourself, and then you need to pay pension or mandatory. I mean, I recommend everybody to pay their pension. And yeah, so it's
Yes, yes. Regardless of whether you're a sole trader or limited company, it's very advisable to have or it's actually necessary to have a separate bank account. So
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
it's obvious for us, but I
yeah.
met people that I mean I was at the beginning, and people ask I need to ask other people that was doing this, that they've been self-employed before, and I was like, what's the best? So people were like, I asked people who had the limited, and I asked people who had the sole trader, and said, what's the least far for the moment I was looking, and what's the least cost, and it's just, yeah, as I said, it's uncharted. You can hear a lot of opinion, pros and cons, but it's hard, especially if you don't have somebody that can tell you,
Yeah.
because you hear like, you make a lot of money, you make XYZ, but actually at the end of the year is like you realize is actually not all of it goes to your pocket.
Yes. Well, in general, I would advise, and this is the last point I'll make on this topic, because it's a very long conversation. We can
Oh
make a
yeah.
whole podcast on which legal structure to choose, but
I,
just for the purposes of time management, just last thing I'm gonna mention is, if you plan to go limited company and this is your first time just registering a business, and then just you decide to go with limited company, it's more than recommended to get in touch with an accountant and to start working with an accountant, if you go down that
definitely.
if you go down that route, because it's just, as a sole trader, you can more or less do things yourself, and you still need an accountant to help you with self-assessment and tax returns and stuff like that. But day-to-day operations, maybe you can handle yourself from the beginning. But if you're a limited company, it's very much advisable to get in touch with an accountant, so you don't because there's there's a lot of things you can mess around
Oh
with,
yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
you potentially get into charges from HMRC. But
Definitely.
yes,
Can I add one more thing to this topic, and then we close
sure,
it?
sure, yeah, sure,
So
sure.
doesn't matter if you are also a sole trader. Just make a insurance, a public liability, and a professional indemnization. I know they are pretty expensive. Depends what you're doing. If you're doing surveying, they are pretty dear. Also, if you are a drone operator, yeah, just don't take the cheapest. Go and take the one that covers you the best, and so you just like sleep well at night in case, God forbid, something happens. And yeah, that would be my saying.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good That's a very good addition there as well. But okay, so let's say now you've chosen the right legal structure, and now you're at the next logical question: uh, which bank account should I choose? And this is also requires some consideration. Yes, some points which I've thought about is, for example, not all bank accounts allow you to have overdraft or just offer overdraft. So if you have a business that requires a lot of cash, for example, and just the cash flow is very seasonal, or you have like quiet periods, maybe you can opt out for a bank account that offers overdraft, because not all of them do. So this is one thing to consider. And then for a lot of new business owners, they also don't necessarily have accounting software as well, but there are bank accounts which allow you to invoice customers, so you can be sending invoices without having an accounting software. So this is something that I also recommend a lot, because you look much more professional if you can send invoice to your customer, not just bank account and sort code. So invoicing software and overdraft, I think it's very good to have from the beginning. Do you
Can
have
I add
any?
something?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it's better to use a software. From my own experience, I was lucky and somebody advised me to use. There's no any commercial advert or anything. I use QuickBooks, but I heard Zero does the same stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I Somebody advised me to use QuickBooks from the beginning, so I had all my expenses and all my invoices or all my incomes. They were just in one software, so now I can check my progress from year to year, from month to month. I can see all the numbers, and I know where I can, I need to cut that expense or that expense. And plus, in case of HMRC will check you, which they actually did in my first year. It's just easier to prove, and I think will be mandatory. Mario can he
yes,
knows
yes,
more.
yes.
It will be
The-
mandatory
Making tax
next year.
digital.
I'm As far as I know.
Making well, it's yes, they're rolling out making tax digital, which will affect a lot of small businesses, because they'll be required to be
Cash
using accounting
based.
software. Yeah. Well, they'll be required to use accounting software, because you can get around now with just using spreadsheets if you're a small business. But there's no definite date yet, when everyone will be required to.
Right.
But yeah, this is coming, and I will be posting more content on that, because it's a very controversial topic in general, because many small it's a burden. It could be a burden for many small businesses, but this is something that's I'm
But
planning to
that's
talk
why I'm
about.
saying you should do it right from the beginning. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
if you just at the beginning you're thinking to start a new business, it will be so easy if you just start right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Potentially, yes.
definitely.
Okay, so is there any other feature you can think of that you should be looking when you're choosing a bank account?
Uh, it's just probably you have more to say. It's just look whatever suits you exactly. Um, whatever
Yeah,
suits you
so
better, and cost is not only cost, is like just look
cost.
at the whole picture. I think you made a full video about it, so people can go
Yes,
on your channel and
yes.
watch it, and they can take the best
Just
decision.
in summary, yeah. Few other points that you can consider if you're choosing a right bank account is whether you need to make international payments, because some bank providers charge more, some charge less, and there's some bank providers that don't charge anything until a certain amount, and it's a lot of different options that you can choose from. And then finally, what's also worth considering is whether you need to withdraw cash from an ATM if your business requires you to pay in cash, or for any reason to have cash on your premises, or whatever the case might be. It's good to have a bank account that doesn't charge ATM withdrawal fees, because some of them does, even if you're withdrawing money in the UK, they still do. So it's but yeah, there's a lot of different things that you should consider. I would definitely spend some time considering this as well, when you're choosing your bank account. But yes, is there anything else you you can add on this, or
No, I think,
we can move on
you
to
know, I
the.
can. Yeah, sorry. I think you already covered, and you have already a video, so people can watch it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
there's no point saying the same stuff two times, and it's your turf, it's your domain. But as I say, as a new business, go and start properly, because you will thank yourself later. If you
yeah, yeah,
start as a mess and you're gonna HMRC is gonna do a check on you, it's just gonna end up a mess. I saw so many people that they didn't have any knowledge, like basic knowledge. You don't need to know like advanced accounting. I didn't know advanced accounting, but somebody advised me, go use QuickBooks, go put your receipts in there. There are plenty of tutorials, so you know, if you want to go as a sole trader, just go there. If you want to go limited company, then you're gonna need an accountant, definitely. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. And I think, just lastly on this, using accounting software is not very expensive either. I think
No.
QuickBooks costs. I think the least expensive plan is like a few pounds a month.
and
So it's
and I had like promotional discount, like first year was like a quid and so
yeah,
189 or something, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely you can get like good deals, and after that it's only like I think I was paying 14 quid when I
yeah,
was, which it worth every penny,
yeah, yeah,
because you it just keeps yourself right, and you know, you don't need to worry about losing receipts, about invoices. Plus it gives you some cool charts, and you know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you can check yourself against, you know, to see how what's the progress, and how much taxes can you pay at the end of the year, you know. I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty cool.
It's yeah, I
Pretty
think
cool.
it's worthwhile. It does have a learning curve. Like you need to learn how to use it, but I think I think it's good for I think it's good to start that way. But yes, we again these are very general topics. We can talk a lot about them, but I
Definitely.
I propose to move on from the legal and finance side of things to let's to touch upon marketing as well. So because this is also very important for
That's a big
you know,
one.
this is crucial. This is crucial for
Yeah.
any business, not only new ones. But so let's say you've chosen the right legal structure. You've considered what bank account will suit you best. Now you need to start thinking about how to grow an audience. Which is the next logical progression of your business journey, or at least we think it's your because we are no experts. We are just sharing our opinions.
It's just a
But yes,
personal experience and opinion, of
personal
course.
experiences. So, do you have any insight for us, Stefan, on how to grow an audience?
Oh,
It's
so
it's a very broad. I know it's a hard
oh,
question. It's a very broad topic,
it's
but
probably gonna get covered in also in more episodes. But
yeah, yeah,
you need to know your client, who you address. Is really really hard at the beginning, but you're gonna probably gonna address to a wider range of clients, and then you once you figure out, you're just gonna be more focused. Yeah, at the beginning will be very useful if you know who you're addressing to, and of course what product you're offering, you know. That's a big one. It's And then you need to be perseverant. So
yeah,
it's easy. I met people, they were posting one, two times, once every 2 months. They say it's not working, they just throw it out, and then was like, yeah, but you need to be consistent. People need to know that you are there and you're posting weekly. You don't need to be like every day, as I don't, but at least I try to post a couple of times a week, you know, like LinkedIn 2 times a week, and on my personal page and on my company's page, or YouTube even. I try to keep it at least 1 time a week, because my program is crazy, but I still try to offer good information and help other people, and you know, just keep people more engaged. It's not easy. It requires a lot of time, a lot of preparation,
yeah.
but eventually I think it's paying off. At least for me it did.
Yeah, yeah. I think we agree on the approach of to grow an audience, and just to maybe summarize it. I think you need to answer like a few critical questions, which are they sound very simple, but they could be it requires some consideration. And I think you need to ask yourself, what exactly are you selling, just to pinpoint your exact your service, like what are you offering, and then who exactly are you selling to, like who is interested in this thing, who is gonna pay you to receive this product or service um, that you're offering, and then how are you gonna sell it? Are you gonna uh, deliver something online, or are you going to provide a service in the person's premise, or just figure out all these things? And I, I've always thought about these things, that if you need to be able to explain them, in a very short manner. You need to, when someone asks you what are you selling, if you thought about it very well, you'll be able to explain in such a short amount of time. It will be so clear that the person next to you would immediately understand. But if you haven't spent time thinking about it, then you won't have as much clarity about your services and your business. And
Definitely.
this is just something crucial, to just get the basics from the beginning, of if you and especially if you're just starting out, just to figure out where you're going to position yourself in the market. And then you also, Stefan, mentioned on the like social medias as well, um, and how to grow an audience on social media, which we're gonna touch upon as well. But just before we do that, I think there's generally two main ways to grow an audience. You can either pick one platform, and we're gonna talk about in a second how you can go about picking the platform. But you can pick one platform, and then you spend all your energy and resources on growing this platform. And then when you feel like you have a momentum, you've grown an audience, you can move on to another platform and use the momentum from the first one, and just build the second one as
Or
well.
you can repurpose your content sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. Or I think the second option of how to grow an audience is to pick a few different platforms and try to develop them at the same time, which I, I, I think requires more resources, is
Yeah.
more time consuming, but is potentially more rewarding as well. So these are just some things that I think you need to consider, like strategically, how you're gonna do, and just stick to a plan. What do you think, Stefan?
Yeah, definitely. It's better to start with one. It's no easy. From my experience, it just took me loads. It just takes a lot of time. Plus, I'm a surveyor, and I had no editing skills, no anything.
Yeah,
So I think the best thing is just try to get some help from some specialists like
yeah,
marketing or some video editor. Do some online courses. I mean, you kind of you need to spend money to make money, and
yeah,
it's just borrow some knowledge from other people. You don't need to be an expert in editing or whatever. I'm not. I'm editing with like pretty basic, compared with other people, but it's something that just definitely is gonna be um, beneficial. And as you said, just focus on one. Don't spread yourself too thin.
yeah,
Focus, be target focus. Know what you're selling. Just say it directly.
yeah.
Like explain it clear what you're doing. And yeah, it's just once you get a bit of momentum, just then you can start spreading on other platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And just in terms of creating content, I think if you're new, because I was not long ago, I was new to creating content as well, and it's a lot of getting out of your comfort zone, learning how to talk in front of camera,
Oh my
and just
god.
being consistent with posting. And I didn't start with video editing skills either, and I'm still not very skilled, even though I know much more than I did 6 months ago, for example. But um, you need to accept the fact that there is a steep learning curve. Like if you're going down that direction of developing your personal and business brand, because you're developing both, you need to. It will be hard. It will be difficult. You'll be trying a lot of things for first time. So you just need to get to grips with the fact that you will probably suck at the beginning, but that is fine, because everyone sucks from the beginning. You just need to you just need to you just need to continue doing it. I know it sounds very cliche, but it's
Yep.
no
Yep.
no
Yep.
no 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 one who ever succeeded no one ever succeeded who gave up. Basically, this is, it's it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, that's I think that's in general
No,
how
I
it is.
totally agree with you. Even yeah, for me, I think I have around 75 videos or even more, and I'm still not there with but I'm working towards it, and I know it's just you're gonna suck more at the beginning, and then you're gonna suck
Yeah,
less and less. Learn your lesson, see
yeah,
what works, see what didn't work, and then just go on. It's
yeah,
only one way to learn, by practicing. Yeah, definitely, it's only
yeah.
one way.
Yeah, you suck most of the time, but it's just with time you start to suck less. Basically.
I definitely I am still sucking like big
Yeah, no,
time, but
same.
yeah,
There's so much to
yeah,
learn,
yeah.
and
I'm not there, but like hopefully we're just saying like we start. I start my YouTube journey like a year ago, and not even a year. Yeah, it's less than a year. And to be honest, it's like it was so hard and always trying to find excuse in what not to do, not feeling comfortable. But yeah, is nobody's natural in front of the camera, but you
no,
become natural by just practicing.
no, yeah, that's true, and yes, that's how it is. But I just wanted to briefly touch upon the topic on which social media to choose as well, which is actually our last topic on the agenda as well, but it's also very crucial. And me and Stefan personally using LinkedIn, but it's not. I don't think there's like 100% accurate guide of which platform or which social media works the best. I think I think you need to go back to the basics and figure out what are you like, what your product and service is, and who be interested in this product and
Where
service.
is your client? You know?
Where is your client exactly? Where is your client? And
Yeah,
just go with that, strategy from the beginning. And if you're not sure, what content to post, something that I do, for example, you can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram, you can go to like LinkedIn, YouTube. You can look for creators in your field, look what they're posting. I'm not saying you should copy them, but look through their like reels or their posts or their videos. Which post has the most views? Like which post has the more comments? What are the people commenting? Like are they, do they think the video is good? Did they learn anything? Like was it something that they haven't seen before? And just get ideas from there. Just get ideas about the format of the video. What the format
yeah,
is?
yeah,
Is it a short? Is it a long form video? What's the editing done, how is it shot, is it, there's so many things that as you know you don't have to reinvent the wheel necessarily,
yeah,
but you
definitely.
just need to see what's proven to work, that is proven to work. You have real life example of people that have, and if you're creating content or something, it's very possible that there's some people who've already created content on this, like, it's what do you think,
Yeah.
Stefan?
Yeah, it's you're right. You choose. How many times did you see a video and it was like, that's not really like how I should present it. Why you don't make it your way? It's like you can say the same stuff in different ways. You know, or another thing. I get my video topics from people who just ask me like young people, clients, even clients is like tell me like, how do you do this, how do you do that, or like why it's just day by day. You just need to be focused, you just need to listen and just put it on a note. I always have a notepad with me and just put ideas are every day. I think I have like 5 every day. Plus, as I said, people ask me or just stuff day by day. People like clients come to me and says, I was not aware of that was so complicated or whatever. So that's why I ended up doing like a day in a life, or how to do stuff. It's just to it's beneficial. It's I don't know, as you said, it's like for some people it's better short form, TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever, and for other people it's long content. For other people it's reels or whatever, Instagram. I don't know, you need to find out where is your client. For example, if you have a video or a media company, it's probably your client will be more on a YouTube, sorry, on Instagram, or I don't know. If you have like a plumbing company or whatever, probably your people will be on Facebook.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is where you should focus at the beginning, and after that you just expand once you get a bit more comfortable that you can provide more content.
Yeah, and yeah, manufacturing content. That's very important. But yes, in general, that's just a few topics that I believe are we covered some basics. There's all of these topics. You can expand way more. You can probably make a podcast episode on each of these topics. But yeah, this is just some ideas to for you to think about. Are there any final words, Stefan, that you want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, if you want to talk about other topics or whatever, just put it in the comments. You can subscribe to my channel or to Mario's channel. Which one is it? He's gonna say his own ending. And yeah, it's just as I say, on it's whatever you want to find out, just press in the comment. Also, if you like this one, just press like or share to any
Yeah, give us
person.
some feedback on whether you found it interesting, whether the topic was relevant. That would be much appreciated, and we'll learn to talk about more relevant topics in the future. But if that's everything, yes, subscribe to our channels, the Flying Accountant for me, and Stefan's channel,
The
the
flying surveyor,
The
yeah,
flying
as
surveyor,
is
exactly.
here, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
we are
good.
flying people. we use drones regularly. Well, I use it for fun, of course, but
Yep.
Stefan is part of his work domain. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add. So if that's everything, thank you guys for listening to the end, and we'll
And
catch you on the next one.
see ya.
Thank you.